Hey there, Saints. Pastor Dave here with another weekly devotional for you. It's the third week of Advent, and this past Sunday we lit the candle for joy in our worship service. And actually, I read the same reading that I'm going to share with you today, but in the Message translation. I think this will sound a little different, from Zephaniah chapter 3. In the end, I will turn things around for the people. I'll give them a language, undistorted, unpolluted, words to address God in worship, and united to serve me with their shoulders to the wheel. They'll come from beyond the Ethiopian rivers. They'll come praying. All my scattered, exiled people will come home with offerings for worship. You'll no longer have to be ashamed of those acts of rebellion. I'll have gotten rid of your arrogant leaders. No more pious strutting on my holy hill. I'll leave a core of people among you who are poor in spirit. What's left of Israel, that's really Israel. They'll make their home in God. This core holy people will do no wrong. They won't lie. They won't use words to flatter or seduce. Content with who they are and where they are, unanxious, they'll live at peace. So sing, daughter Zion. Raise the rafters, Israel. Daughter Jerusalem, be happy. Celebrate. God has reversed his judgments against you and sent your enemies off chasing their tails. From now on, God is Israel's king, in charge, at the center. There's nothing to fear from evil ever again. Jerusalem will be told, don't be afraid. Dear Zion, don't despair. Your God is present among you, a strong warrior, there to save you, happy to have you back. He'll calm you with his love and delight you with his songs. Friends, I hope that is a message of joy, a message that brings joy to your heart, to know that God is seeking after you, that God has good plans for you, that God desires your health, your prosperity, your peace, your wholeness. I think that this time of year is definitely a time when we think a lot about joy. We pursue joy and hope to find it in this holiday season. And as I said on Sunday, I think that we can confuse happiness for joy pretty quickly, but joy really is more about the assurance we have from God than the excitement or the positive feelings that we have over our circumstances. I think it's a good thing for us to seek real joy with God and to find that in God's promises, to find that in God's strength and God's reassurance to us. But I think something else that I caught in that passage that was really interesting to me was the thought that God rejoices over us. That God finds joy in us, in his faithful people. You bring joy to God. Have you ever thought about that? God brings joy to us. God supplies joy for us, but God also rejoices in us. And it's not because of what we do for God. It's not because there's anything so great that we can offer to God, but simply the act of turning back to God, returning to God, giving our hearts back to God. That brings God joy. I think that's such an interesting twist on what we usually think of as joy, as something that we hope to receive. Think about it this season, saints. What kind of joy can you give? What can you give to God to make God rejoice over you? That's your devotional for this week. Hope it's helpful and I hope it's something worth thinking about. I am praying for you. I hope you keep on praying for me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care, saints.